Hi there, I'm Eugenie Wolf, a learning designer at KUS. In this video, I will share a brief overview of how to write a program purpose statement and exit level outcomes. Before we get to a specific program purpose, we need to take note that all University of Pretoria programs should contribute to the institution realizing its vision, mission, and graduate attributes. UP's vision is to be a leading research-intensive university in Africa, recognized internationally for its quality, relevance, and impact, as also for developing people, creating knowledge, and making a difference locally and globally. Our mission statement implores us to pursue recognition and excellence in our core functions of research, teaching, and learning, and to integrate engagement with society and communities into these, using quality, relevance, diversity, and sustainability as our navigational markers. The University of Pretoria aspires to produce graduates with attributes that will enable them to develop further as individuals, members of different communities of practice, and citizens of their own countries and the world. These attributes emerge from the achievement of the exit level outcomes of each qualification, the depth of student engagement, and the NQF level of a qualification will impact on the degree to which attributes are realized. At the highest level, that's NQF level 10, the following can be said of UP graduates. They possess intellectual curiosity and an inquiry-led approach to knowledge. They use critical, creative, and logical thinking. They function autonomously and confidently within their work. They have intra- and interpersonal skills to work collaboratively in multidisciplinary teams. They behave ethically and have a sense of social responsibility. They communicate well with a range of people and communities. And so the list continues. It's important for each faculty member to familiarize yourself with a full UP graduate attribute list, as these attributes should be interwoven into our programs. Also know that professional boards and governing bodies, such as SANC and EXA, have their own set of graduate attributes, which should also be considered when conceptualizing a program. On program level, it's the program purpose statement that captures the key components relevant to the program type and descriptor. You can watch the nested approach video to recap on program types and descriptors. The program purpose will also allude to which graduate attributes, knowledge, and skills will form part of the program. The purpose statement must be written on an appropriate NQF level, as the exit level outcomes will stem from the purpose statement. The purpose is generally written as a paragraph of 7 to 10 lines, informing both students and potential employers about the scope of learning which takes place, whether the program is of vocational, professional, or general academic nature, and if graduates will be trained in a specific discipline, or if the program is multi- or interdisciplinary. It should be evident whether graduates will become specialists in a field, or whether the focus is on preparing them for postgraduate study. Finally, mention should be made of the work-integrated learning and research components, if any. The program purpose statement does not merely consist of generic components, but must have very discipline-specific aspects linked to the program qualifier. Remember, a qualifier speaks of the field of specialization of degrees, certificates, and diplomas. On page 15 of the HEQSF document, it is stated that in order to use a qualifier, at least 50% of the minimum total credits for the qualification and at least 50% of the minimum credits at the qualification's exit level must be in the field of specialization denoted by the qualifier. Thus, it's very important for the development team to determine what the core knowledge, skills, and values are which students should master as part of the program purpose, then to align it to the SESM, and only thereafter to move on to the writing of exit level outcomes. Often a program graduate attribute table is populated by development teams to help them outline the core knowledge, skills, and values which they wish for graduates to obtain. This table should consist of a combination of more generic to very specific program competencies. Start with the UP graduate attributes, SAQA level descriptors, and qualification type descriptor before moving on to the discipline-specific components. Thus, if the qualifier is sports science education, or project management, or animal welfare, or labour dispute resolution, the majority of knowledge and skills should relate to the specialisation. Often, modules are identified from this table as teams begin to group the knowledge, skills, and values together. Please pause the video for a minute or two to read through this example of a purpose statement. In addition to drawing on the UP vision, mission, and a number of graduate attributes, this purpose statement also speaks to the scope of learning. See basic knowledge, the vocational and interdisciplinary nature of the program, and the fact that work-integrated learning will form part of the student's studies. Note all the aspects relevant to the qualifier of sports science education. This is yet another example of a well-written purpose statement. The student will get a very thorough overview of who the program is intended for and what they can hope to gain from its completion. It's evident that this is a career-focused qualification which will include a research component. As curriculum developers, we can already begin identifying possible exit-level outcomes. From the Program Graduate Attributes table and the Program Purpose Statement, the team can now draw the core applied competencies that students must achieve upon completion of the program. Teams must work closely with the SAQA level descriptors to start writing the exit level outcomes. Usually, a program has 5 to 8 very broad or overarching ELOs. Remember, they must be on the highest level of the qualification. In the nested approach video, I mentioned that there are 10 categories used to describe applied competencies. The development team should decide which are to be used as standalone and which are to be grouped together. Typically, scope of knowledge and knowledge literacy go together well, as do method and procedure and problem solving. Ethics and professional practice can be standalone, while accessing, processing, and managing information could be merged with producing and communicating of information. Some teams prefer working with context and systems across all the exit level outcomes, while management of learning is coupled with accountability. There's no one way to group ELOs. The team should rather be led by the program purpose statement and graduate attributes. Important to note is that all modules should align to at least one exit level outcome, and that all exit level outcomes should be covered by the modules of the program. In this example of exit level outcomes, you will see that the development team have used level descriptors appropriate to the NQF level 8, as this is a PG dip in project management. They've written 7 exit level outcomes which cover the scope of learning which will take place and have contextualized each ELO to the field of specialization. Please pause the video to read through this example. If you have any queries about the content discussed in this video, don't hesitate to reach out to your dedicated KUS learning designer.